But is it possible that these animals could all get their smarts in similar ways? Because whether they walk, swim, or fly, the cleverest animals on Earth, including us humans, seem to have one thing in common. We live in groups. So, could social living be the key to creating the most powerful minds? Around the world, animal researchers are trying to find out. And this is one of their favorite subjects. Everyone knows that dolphins can put on incredible shows. But their greatest performances take place far from the crowds. Because here in the wild, these animals execute the most amazing tricks when they work as a team. In these shallow waters off the coast of Florida, dolphins band together to get the better of fast-moving fish. Here's how their trickery works. One dolphin swims in a circle. It whips up a wall of muddy water, corralling any fish inside. 3 other dolphins wait just outside the ring of mud. As the fish try to leap out of the muddy ring and escape, they jump right into the open mouths of the waiting dolphins. Soon, a dolphin swings around again to create another corral. They seem in perfect sync, as if they planned every move together. But what's really going on? Are they strategizing and communicating with each other the way we would? Or are they simply drawn together on the hunt by pure instinct? One big reason to suspect that something more complex is going on is this: the dolphin brain. When you look at the size of most animal brains, there's usually a pretty direct link to the size of their bodies. The bigger the body, the bigger the brain. But some animals defy expectations. Humans have much more gray matter than other animals our size. So do chimps and whales. And so do dolphins. So how did their brains get big?
Well, $6 million question has always been, why do dolphins and whales have such large brains?
Neuroscientist Lori Marino is trying to answer that question by hunting down some very ancient clues. She travels all over the country, studying fossils to trace the evolution of the dolphin brain.
One of the things that we wanted to find out with this research was exactly when they got their large brains.
Here at the Smithsonian Institution, she and her colleague Mark Ewan are examining fossil skulls of the dolphins' ancient ancestors, early whales called archaeocetes. Some archaeocetes were huge, ferocious predators with gigantic teeth. Compared to modern dolphins, their bodies were massive, growing up to 55 feet long. In their day, nearly 40 million years ago, they were the biggest animals on Earth. Today, examining fossil skulls of early whales, Lori is trying to estimate the size of the brains that once sat inside. In ancient fossils, the space where the brain was housed is often filled with sediment. But a CAT scan can see through the sediment and reveal the exact dimensions.
We were absolutely thrilled to see the results of the study because it gave us information no one had before.
When Lori examines the CAT scans of this giant killer skull, she discovers not everything was big.
This animal had a very big body and a very small brain.
But a few million years later, things started to change.
Something happened, and what we see is a shift.
When Lori looks at more recent dolphin ancestors, dating to about 30 million years ago, she discovers, in evolutionary terms, a fairly sudden shift. Bodies and teeth shrank, but at the same time, brains got bigger.
The brain of the early dolphins and whales increased in size, sometimes many-fold.
The dolphin brain got big and stayed that way. In fact, for millions of years, until early humans came along, the dolphin had the most powerful brain on the planet.
Up until about 1 million years ago, the brainiest species on the planet were not primates. They were dolphins and whales, and we are just a very recent kid on the block.
The question is, why did the brain change?
Everyone would like to know why there was this shift in relative brain size with dolphins. It really is a mystery. It suggests that they embarked on a very different evolutionary path than their ancestors.
Lori thinks that path was a social one. No longer giant toothy beasts, individuals could increase their chances for survival by joining forces.
Perhaps they needed to hunt together, to band together against predators. So these new animals were smaller and not as formidable. They kind of needed each other.
Today, more than 30 different kinds of dolphins swim the seas, including the bottlenose dolphin, the spotted dolphin, and the orca, or killer whale, the largest of all dolphins. Most live in groups or pods, usually of a few dozen individuals. Sometimes, pods will come together, forming a megapod, numbering in the hundreds or thousands. It seems clear that today's dolphins need each other. But why would they need big brains too? To find out, we need to dive deep into the dolphin world.